Hey, good morning, fellow YouTubers. We got a fresh dumping of snow, as you can see, last night. It's beautiful, just beautiful. So the subject I want to broach with you today, or breach, or broach, is how when you carry the Holy Spirit, people hate you. That was really bothering me my whole life until I realized just like a few years ago that happens. Because when you carry the Holy Spirit, you're kind of light on your feet. You know, you're happy. Life is just a big fun adventure. And I'll never forget, me and a friend took a motorcycle ride. He took his Ducati. It was brand new at the time. Well, I mean, he bought it used, but you know, it was only like a year old, only like maybe 5,000 miles on it. So he took his brand new yellow Ducati, the kind of all-purpose Ducati, the kind of off-dirt, on-dirt hybrid. I forget what the name of it is, but so he took that, and of course I took my Softail, and we went to we were going up to PCH, up to Malibu, and we stopped in Westchester at this McDonald's to get a little bit of coffee because it was really cold ride. And this McDonald's was about halfway on the trip. Just, you know, freeway riding. We had to go a lot of freeways coming out of San Pedro, you know, the 110 to the 405 North. And then we got off on La Tijera, where I lived for 8 years, to go to McDonald's to get some senior coffee, 87 cents. I love it. Decaf. But, so we go in there, and there's this guy that lives out of his car, and he was always parking it right there. And this was when COVID was still kind of happening. Yeah, you could go inside, but they weren't really used to people going inside for a long time. So we park in the parking lot, and they're not ready to let us in yet. They're like, give us 15 minutes or something. So we're just kicking it out there in the parking lot talking, and this guy is like, hey, I remember you. You used to come here all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I remember you too, and whatever. And then he's like complimenting so much on my motorcycle. And my friend Steve had just got his Ducati, and I kind of felt bad. He was only complimenting my Harley. And then he starts complimenting me afterwards. He's like, you know, man, you've always, every time I've seen you come into this McDonald's for years, you know, you've always just been someone that's full of life. You know, you just, you know, you just got some gift about you that you're just happy. And you just always seem like you're full of joy. And I was like, wow, man, that's really a nice thing to say. Thank you so much. But, you know, I've gotten a lot more of the opposite reaction for that, which is, you know, people just kind of looking at you weird, like, why are you so happy? Why are you in a good mood? And then work. A lot of my bosses, I think, really just hated me because the typical, what I got back from staff members is the typical school psychologist is just all business. They just show up in a bad mood. They just plug out work all day with no pleasantries with anyone. And then they just leave as soon as they're allowed to, and they're just pissed the whole time. And I understand why. It's a stressful job. Just, you can never finish the amount of paperwork you have. It's like being a social worker. But, you know, I'm not going to let that ruin. I mean, when I get up from 4 hours of crunching numbers and keyboarding, and I go interact with someone, I'm going to really enjoy that interaction because I'm starving for any interaction at that point. But the other people would go and not even want to interact with anyone on the campus because they're like, I'm taking a 5-minute break, get some coffee, and I got to get right back to it, you know. Whereas me, I'd stretch it out to 10 or 15 minutes because I know I'm going to sit down for another 4 hours and I'm going to get my 15-minute break and enjoy a little conversation with my coffee. But, I want to ask you guys, do you get that? Those of you that really feel you're not always walking in the Spirit, but you got the Holy Spirit within you. And you see sometimes that negativity that you get back from people. And some of those people, I'm going to go a step farther, some of those people got demons in them. And those demons don't like that Holy Spirit in you. They can sense it in you. And the people don't know why they're hating you, but they hate you. They don't know why. It's because that demon inside of them senses the Holy Spirit in you and hates you for it. But the thing that's really weird is I get it from priests even sometimes. And that one I'm struggling with. That one really bums me out. It's like, how did people like Padre Pio, who couldn't even say a mass without breaking down in tears, how could people that holy put up with some of these other people, And that's what Padre Pio had to do. I mean, they all tried to just say he was a fraud, with the stigmata and everything for years until they wouldn't let him say mass. They almost sent him away and wouldn't let him meet with people for a while they were investigating his stigmata. Anyways, let me know if you guys sense that, because that's one real true sign that you got, the Holy Spirit within you. God bless. Let me hear from you. Leave a comment. I love each and every one of you. Life is great. We have been hand chosen and selected to be members of the end times. That is such a blessing, and we need to give thanks for that. That's a wonderful gift that we were selected to be here during Jesus' second coming. Well, as long as you're not 65 and unhealthy, then you might not make it. Talk to you guys later.